Potent Pondering back with another video. Yo, I want to say happy MLK Day first and foremost. Many of us was off from work today, so you know it's MLK Day, and you know I just want to show my respect by saying, you know, happy MLK Day, remembering Martin Luther King. So listen, please come and thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, hit all notifications, so you know each and every time I do uploads. I was gonna go live, but I said nah, let me just upload this video. So listen, Trump, today was the inauguration. You know, he hit the ground, and it's like he's already signing executive orders, especially about them borders. Listen, I want to see, listen, let me just tell you this first and foremost. Any person who I believe were they just so mad and frustrated that Trump is back in office, trust me, let me just say this to you, right? I told y'all before that I felt forced to vote Democratic because that's been the precedence of the way that I vote, right? But I did not believe in the Biden administration nor Kamala Harris. I did not believe in them, right? So my thing is, I still support it, but my whole point is that it doesn't matter if Kamala Harris or Donald Trump is in office. I'm still gonna have to work hard. You understand? All the get money people and the people who hustle and grind, you already know that tomorrow is just it's not any other day that you know what I'm saying? So you still gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I want to tell you to also do? I understand people feel some sort of way like, you know, he's trying to give immunity to police officers, this and that, Project 25. Listen, when those things, unfortunately, being that he is now the president, when they cross our path, we just going to have to deal with it at that point. But I am not going to live my life in fear. And one thing, I don't know if you're like this though, but when people come around me and they're always fear mongering, saying, let me just say this, right? Let me not understand. It may not be me today. It could be me tomorrow. It could be a family member or whatever who could be impacted by the police or whatever, right? But the thing about it is I'm not going to live in fear every day like that. I'm going to live my life like the way that I've been living it. Law-abiding citizen, going out every day to get this money from my job, working and doing whatever I could do to make more money on the side. Like, it don't stop. And people who constantly come around talking about, you know, they let a convicted felon. Well, listen, take that up with your local legislature and all of that. I don't know what you got to do, but I don't want to hear this for 4 years. Listen, you don't know, like, what if they win again the next 4 years and it's Republicans for 8 years? You understand? Like, my whole thing is that I'm not trying to be supplanted in some BS of your fears. People who are like that, I get them away from me. It's a guy who go to my gym and all he do is sit around. Like the other day, he was talking about Nelly, talking about Soulja Boy, talking about Nelly, Soulja Boy, and Snoop Dogg. Oh, yeah. And Carrie Underwood, I took them off my whatever. Well, you do that if you want to. I'm not doing none of that. Listen, I'm not a big Carrie Underwood fan, but with Snoop Dogg, he was at the crypto ball. All right. He was at the crypto ball. I'm into crypto. So what am I going to X him off because he went to the crypto ball? Listen, give people the right to change their opinion. People mad at Ashanti too behind Nelly talking about I'm going to do this and I'm not going to support or whatever. Well, do what suits you. Feel how you feel, heal how you heal. But let's get into it. So Trump hit the ground today, signing many executive orders. And listen, I want to just say this. I want to see Trump do, I want him to act out and carry out the things that he promised. I'm going to go through some things that I saved, right? One of the executive orders, he said that, you know, that he was going to sign in regards to TikTok. He said he was going to give them 75 days. He's trying to come up with some sort of deal where they have a 50% ownership, the United States, into TikTok. They want that money. They know what TikTok is bringing. Like, I don't even know what the worth is of that company, but it's astronomical. They want in on it. You know, Trump is a businessman. He want that money, point blank, you know. So I seen this floating around on Pop Crave. So it says Donald Trump plans to issue an executive order on Monday to extend the time TikTok has to sell. My initial thought is that they will have a joint venture between the current owners and the new owners, whereby the U.S. gets 50% ownership in the joint venture set between the U.S. and whichever purchase they choose. So it sounds like cha-ching, dollar bills, yo. So he's willing to work with TikTok. Listen, I need my CapCut back because I got to jump through hoops to even use a CapCut. I got to get a VP. I got to use it over Wi-Fi and just do too many things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just to even get these videos uploaded. That's why I was about to just go live over a thumbnail, but I was like, no, let me give my people what they, so they could see me. You know what I'm saying? So they could see me. So Donald Trump announces the U.S. government will only, listen, this is one thing that I can get behind. I don't understand. Listen, you may feel a certain type of way. He says that he is announces that the U.S. government will only recognize two genders, male and female. As of today, it will henceforth to be official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. And that's at the end of the day, that's truly what we really are, male or female, right? I know that there might be some nuances to it and people feel certain type of way, but listen, I don't have no qualms with that, male or female. That's just how I feel. Let me know in the comments if you feel some sort of way about that, right? Donald Trump has plans to declare national emergency at the Mexican border, and he shut their little app down too. He shut their app down. You know, that app that they use to be getting over here and all that. And like, let me just read this and I'm gonna tell you how I feel. So all illegal entry will be immediately halted and will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places that they came from. We will reinstate the remain in Mexico policy. Yep, stay over there and run amok. Listen, I already told you I did a video earlier this week that hit about 4,000 views with this black influencer who went over to Mexico. So sad that the Mexican embassy is saying that they need to move her to a different community because people have found out where she lived at and all of that. Poor black woman over there living, they come over here for a better opportunity. She went over there for a better opportunity. These people had the nerve to like just disrespect her and call her all types of names, like degrading, like racist names. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, send them back. That's how I personally feel. Get out of my country. That's how I feel. Feel how you feel, heal how you heal. Listen, I'm behind it. Let's go. All right. Trump also said that the golden age of America begins now. Donald Trump will be sworn in. So that was earlier before the inauguration. So President 47. So listen. All right. So Trump also says that a short time from now, we are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico into the Gulf of America. I understand where we are in the history and that, Texas is Mexico, what they say, whatever. But listen, that's like low on the list of things that I'm concerned about. If he does it, he does it. You understand? Like, I'm worried. I'm more concerned about different things. Like, even me being from New York, you would think being from upstate New York, like the whole state of New York has been impacted by this whole migrant crisis. So I want action on that. Trump promised. I want to see him deliver on it. All right. So he did sign an executive order for TikTok. He did sign that today, and they will work on, within the next 75 days. Can we get our cap cut back? Like, I understand Twitter. Listen, I understand TikTok. Listen, let me just tell you this. The reason why I want TikTok is because I found out that there are creators over there making thousands of dollars per week. I ain't hating on them. Shoot, I'm not hating on them. I got a full-time job. This comes second amongst other things that I do, right? But it took me to see one of my friends' balances that she made $4,000 a week off of affiliate marketing. No, I want her to get her bag. Even though I don't care about it, I want her to be able to get her bag. So I want them to keep TikTok. If people have built up a way to make an income off of there, let them be able to get their money. Don't be no hater. Don't be mad because you ain't getting the money. Learn what they doing. Try to follow and see what they doing, and so you can get the bag too. All right. So Donald Trump signed an executive order to withdraw the United States from the World Health Organization. I've seen a lot of people going crazy over this, right? Well, the World Health Organization is just responsible for keeping, health and wellness of the world, like, together, like, in regards to, I remember, they were involved in that whole smallpox thing. They really pushed for like the tobacco prevention, or, people being more aware of the causes of tobacco and all of that as well. And there's something else that I'm forgetting that I was reading an article earlier in regards to that. But anyway, you get the gist. They're on a global spec. They look at things from as far as like wellness throughout the world or whatever, right? So Trump feels a certain way about the World Health Organization because he feels like they're in bed with China and that they had a lot to do with the CV-19 back in 2019. So, he left office then. His approval rating went down due to so many people perishing or whatever. So Trump is not feeling the World Health Organization. So he's removing the United States from that. I mean, you always have eyes and ears everywhere, I'm not sure. I got to look into it deeper to see what his true feelings, like I know that is at the top of it. with the CV-19. I know that that's at the top of the way that he feels the way he does about the World Health Organization, but I have to do a little bit more research to see if there's anything more to that story. But listen, if he has his reasons, I know when you hear it, it's like, why would he pull out the World Health Organization? This is big. We need to know, whatever. But hopefully he'll have another way to back it up with something else, you know? So Donald Trump signed an executive order to change Mount Denali to Mount McKinley, and the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. We read that already. All right, Donald Trump reflects on the past statement ending the Russia and Ukraine war. So, you know, they came up to some agreement where there's supposed to be some ceasefire with the Russia and Ukraine. So they're working it out right now. So we'll see what happens with that. And then, you know, through the midst of all of that, some sort of a border patrol agent was gunned down in Vermont. That's crazy. It's very rarely any crime up in Vermont. So yeah, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to look more into that and see, you know, how that happened, and, you know, regarding that story. But also, President Trump pardoned 1,500 of the Capitol, of the January 6th Capitol attacks. He pardoned 1,500 individuals who were convicted in you know, that attack. So I want to know what y'all think about that. Of course, when he got into the office, you know, he was going to get into that and, you know, get them pardoned. Are you mad at that? Listen, I feel like there's so much going on. Like, I can't. This is why I try to tell you, right? People will argue with you and say convicted felon, the plans for the Project 2025. Like, train yourself to only be able to handle what is ahead of you. I understand all these different things, but a person will have you wrapped up in a conversation on stuff that it's just not really relevant to your emotions right now. So then they got you worried about all of these things that may not happen, or if they do happen, you got to cross that bridge when you get there. Be very careful on the people who you come across, because sometimes these people are designed to keep you back emotionally and to keep you sad. So if there's these people who do that to you constantly in conversation, like this guy at the gym, I be having my AirPods in and be acting like I'm on the phone at the gym. Get out of my ear with all that foolishness. I don't want to hear that. Every time I come to the gym, you talking about Donald Trump, but you hate him so much. Like, get out of my face with all of this. I don't want to hear it. And then I'm like, oh, bro, yeah, I'm on the phone with my brother right now. I ain't on the phone with nobody. I don't got no time for your silly conversation. I don't. All right. All right, so the next one. So the U.S., this is in regards to the migrants. So the U.S. Senate had passed the Laken-Riley Act, which mandates detention of undocumented migrants involved in theft-related crimes. Because, you know, these people, whether they was committing violent crimes or stealing, they would get a slap on the wrist and get right back in the streets in New York City. No, it was no real repercussion. So now they're going to put that ass in a detention center. Yeah, Kim Kardashian, how y'all feel about that? Y'all canceling? See, let me tell you something about a lot of black women. A lot of y'all, I'm not saying that this is Kim Kardashian's base, but a lot of y'all be idolizing Kim Kardashian. So y'all gonna cancel Ashanti because of their affiliation and ties to Nelly, and you're gonna let Kim K posted Melania on her story. And y'all still gonna give her glory, just like y'all praise and suck Cardi B. Y'all sick. This is why when people complain to me, I really don't be listening, because y'all listen. Y'all pick and choose, right? All right. So that's that. Donald Trump has shut down the CBD-1 border app from the Biden era that gave a legal entry to over 1 million migrants and gave them appointments online. Listen, Biden let people run amok. This country was protected. You know, they said Obama had the largest deportation in history. Biden, he just let everybody come in. No, we don't need that. We need order. We need order. We don't need the United States to be treated as a dumping zone where anybody could come over here and do any and everything. Like, nah. And then now I definitely feel some sort of way about it after I seen some women living in Mexico trying to get a better life. Let me tell you something. If you come over here for a better life and people are moving over there for a cheaper life or whatever because they have access to resources and they work digitally and they work online and they're able to be a content creator. If you were a content creator or whatever, I don't listen. Whatever the gripe is, people should be able to move where they want to as long as they can sustain a life. So it's not her fault that she's going over there to live cheaper and you're coming over here and, you know, you got to go through whatever hoops you got to go through. Listen, it is what it is. Tell the Mexican government to not allow U.S. citizens or people from all over the world to come there and to build up and, you know, take up your gripe with them. You know what I'm saying? Be making me, yo. And these people want you to have so much sympathy for them, but then they give black Americans hell when they end up over there. All right, and so he's Trump is talking about being a peacemaker with the Russia and Ukraine. So yeah, man, Donald Trump. So this is, let's see, Donald Trump plans to sign an executive order to end birthright citizenship for children of undocumented immigrants on a prospective basis. So we'll see what happens with that, right? Yeah, man. So listen, I'm ready for Trump. I'm ready for Trump to, like, you know, he said on day one, which is tomorrow, he said he gonna make the migrants be full of sorrow. So I'm waiting for tomorrow. I'm waiting for tomorrow. I don't care how you feel about it. Listen, we are Americans, right? If you're American and you over here, even if you ain't American, they got immigrants who I've seen in the cities like Chicago and New York who see how these people is just running amok and tearing up the cities. You know, no, we need order. And the thing is, so many people, listen, if you want to be one of those individuals who get rid of a person because of who they voted for and this and that, right? You have no ownership over a person's beliefs. Didn't God give everybody free will? This is why I don't like y'all people who put God in front of everything and you, God, this, God, this, God. It's like you don't even know who you really are. And we can't tell. This is why, like, God is the leader of my life, but I lead it, and who I am is who I am based off of my behaviors and my innate energy. You know, the way that I am. I don't blame it on God. You know, it's a God in me, but I like to see who people are without having all of that talk of God, because behind that, most of the time it be somebody evil and they trying to cover it up with ashwagandha. You know what I'm saying? They think ashwagandha gonna cover up all that. Listen, you ain't depressed, you're evil. You're evil. Potent, pondering, never pander. I want you to get in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know, like, how you feel about the, you know, what's gonna happen in the next 4 years with Trump. I think that a lot of people are going to be doing good financially. Yes, I do. Did you invest in that Trump in the, what is it, the Trump coin? I didn't get any of that, but I am investing in XRP heavy, Tesla heavy, Apple stock heavy. There's a few other cryptos that I'm into too, but listen, buy that XRP. Make sure you get your hands on some of that XRP. They expecting for that to rocket too. Just like it was like the guy who predicted Bitcoin. He mentioned something about XRP the other day. I can't remember. I was watching it on one of these crypto stock channels, but yeah. Nonetheless, and less than none, potent, ponder, and subscribe to this channel. Thumbs up the video. I'm up out of here. Peace.